thoughts together. Well, hello. We're going to have a great topic here today. We got something great we want to discuss. But you know what? I just want to remind you, all those that's watching, that you can always make your comments and ask some questions because we really want to hear from you. Hi, Lorraine. And you know what? We want to know tonight, why is it so
Can't hear
hard
anything.
to ignore the opinions of people about you? Why is it so hard to ignore people's opinions about you? Can you tell me that, please?
I
Just
don't know
jump
what
on
in
in
the
there,
world I'm
everybody.
doing.
Anybody want to discuss
I,
that?
I,
Why is
I
it so
think it's
hard?
because we're in a digital world nowadays. You know,
Mhm.
everything that you do is online sometimes, and everybody can see what you've said or done. And so, in a world where we're just social creatures, it's really important that we care about what other people think because it's like, oh, you don't want to get shunned or anything. There could be something about culture, anything
Mhm.
like that. So yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I know that when we went to school, we learned about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if that's how it's phrased. It's been a long time, and everybody has some level of needing affirmation or wanting to make sure they're seen good in other people's eyes, being seen the right way. And I was always taught to go with a ratio. For instance, if one person thinks I'm an idiot and 100 people think I'm awesome, I'm not going to focus on the one person. But once that number starts to get higher, you start to feel that because in life, anything that's said too many times
That boy.
and is not corrected becomes true.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Mm.
Wrong about that
If
one.
we went around saying that Tio has 6 children that he doesn't claim, and that's an outright lie. But if all of us just kept repeating that to people and it kept being repeated, it becomes true. Tio is a
Exactly.
Deadbeat.
father with 6 kids.
Deadbeat.
Interesting.
Exactly. Uh,
Interesting.
and I heard
Elvis?
somebody actually say, I can't remember who said this. It might have been a podcast I was listening to, but they said, why would we want the truth when the lie is more entertaining?
That's
That
interesting.
is
Mm.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
interesting.
especially today. And I'm like, wow, with social media,
Right.
with posts and all of that, like, we don't care. Like, we really don't care what the truth is because the lie is either funnier, like, let's just roll with the lie. You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
lie gets
it's
more views.
Wait.
The lie will get more clicks.
We
the
don't
lie, the lie
care.
get more clicks. Yeah.
We don't care until the lie involves us, though.
Yep. Right,
See, it's
right, right,
different.
right,
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, the lie is more
Exactly.
entertaining until the lie is about you. Then all of a sudden, it's
right.
stop the press.
It get real. Yeah.
Because nobody want to be lied on. You know that?
Right,
That's not
right.
very nice.
Um,
Jay?
I just, yeah.
I wanted to double off of what Keone had said because it is a psychological thing. People do look for affirmation as well as down to our base desires. We're social creatures as beings.
Mhm.
And a desire of being social is you feel the desire to want to be heard. So you want to give somebody your opinion, but why would somebody else want to digest everything that you have to say just because
Now.
you said it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tia,
And
what
I
was you
mean,
saying?
no, I was just gonna say at the end of the day, like, we're human, like, we all want to be accepted. You can say, like, I don't give a damn, I don't care about what, like, but at the end of the day, like, whether it's your family members, whether it's your close friends, or you want to be accepted somehow.
Hello?
So, like, it's
Hello.
always going to be a part of us.
No.
It's going to be hard to not wonder, even if you don't really want to. Like, sometimes we want to know, but we don't want to know. But it's like,
Mhm.
you kind of want to know what other people like. You want to know, like, how does this
Mhm.
person see me? Whether
That's right.
whether you lose sleep about it or not. But you kind of want to know. Like, I'm the main one. I would walk around and say, like, I'm gonna do me. You hear that a lot. I'm gonna do my thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, damn, dude. They really like. So they sitting up talking shit about me, or they really think like what I'm doing is like cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you tell people what you into, and then you hoping, like, I'm like, man, that's pretty dope what T.O. doing. Like, or they like, what the hell T.O. got going on? Like, you
We
kind of
talked about that. I was on Weenie's show earlier today. Hey, by the way, Weenie does live trading on Weenie Live Trade Monday through Friday for a long, many mornings. Very entertaining if you want to learn about stocks and all those things. And you'll enjoy his segment, Weenie's weekly market update, that's coming on in about 19 minutes. But I was on his show this morning and we talked about that. When I was doing counseling, I learned that the people who say that the most are the ones who care the most.
That's
When they're
true.
the ones who are always talking about what they're unbothered about, or they don't care about nobody's opinion, but they say it with such ferocity that you know they care. I don't care about nobody's opinion. Then why are you so mad?
It's like they care, but maybe at some time in their life they've been rejected, and that it
Mm.
hurt them so much to the point that they kind of like put this wall up. I don't care. I don't care what nobody has to say. And really, they really do care, just like you said. They care, but it's
It's
the
just with all
rejection.
that emotion,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I think a
Back out.
healthy balance is really critical, meaning you can't have
Yeah.
everybody like you, but also you don't want nobody to like you. I think like a healthy balance of like 80-20 means you're probably doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, if
There you go.
everybody
Yeah.
hates you or has a negative opinion about you, you're probably doing something wrong. And if you need every single person to like you, you also probably have a problem. So I think, 80-20, 80% of the people you come across.
Weedy, you're so right. Because whether it's relationship or friendship, I always say this. And, I'm that friend, and I bet you Jay's the same kind, but I bet you almost anybody on here is like that. I'm that friend that I'm going to tell you the truth, sometimes tell and not agree with you, and sometimes tell you things you may not like, but that's what your friend's supposed to do. And I've had friends that get mad because they have a falling out with almost all their friends, or all 13 of their relationships are terrible. And I'm always like, you were the common denominator.
Right.
Mm.
You.
And that's
Why does-
exactly what get along,
why does-
Keone.
Control variable.
Why does everybody dump you and then you're mad because their next relationship looks so happy? And they're like, well, they didn't do me like that. But they didn't treat me like
Wow.
Wow.
That's a good
Yeah.
point about that least common denominator. That's a good
Wow.
point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the yes man in my friendship. Like, I don't subscribe to that. Like, and that's the great thing I like about the friends that I have. The guys I grew up with. Like, we will definitely like, hey man, what the hell are you doing? Like, what you thinking? Like, we're not finna like just give each other praise all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Keep
but
it
like
real.
like, they ain't calling you Weenie. I'm calling you Greg.
Yeah, either are.
But like what Greg said, it's definitely like, I think you should have a healthy balance, and not only that, but the healthy balance in caring and not caring. It's all right not to care what people think, but at some point, like, you should kind of care. Like, that'll kind of make you, kind of like keep you, balanced or whatever. Because on some levels, I don't really care, because I'm gonna go to this place regardless. I don't care what people say or whatever. But at some point, it's like what I'm doing, like what I'm into, I want to be good at it, or I want to be at a certain place with it. So I want to put out my best, put my best foot forward. So a part of me is gonna care how you receive this, or what your opinion is, because I need to know if I need to change some shit up, whatever. So a part of me I do care now.
Well, have you guys ever had someone to give you an opinion that crushed you? And
Yes.
just like somebody said, it's what they say is how they say it. I
Yeah,
agree
I
with
just
that.
saw that.
How
Yeah.
they say tone is way more important.
I agree with that, but it also depends on who you're talking to, because sometimes people
Exactly.
that you're not even talking to get upset about the way. I'm like, how are you getting upset how I talk to my friend of 13 years? I know how I need to talk to that friend. Some friends you say it nicely, some you need to kick in the butt, and you learn those relationships and how to speak. So sometimes when somebody's looking from the outside and said, well, you shouldn't have said it to your friend like that. And I'm like, no, my friend receives it well when it's said that way. Some people just can't take constructive criticism, but you should be able to take it from your friends. As long as that constructive criticism is genuine and they're not doing it to be shady or be facetious or
Throw you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truth
Right.
will set you free. You shouldn't be afraid of someone giving their honest opinion for you, because that's what'll help you make the best decision moving forward. It'll help you get better versus if you're always just left in the dark. Now, each scenario is different. It's tough for me to think of a scenario where I wouldn't want to think, or I wouldn't want the truth of somebody. Somebody not telling me the exact truth. I can't think of a scenario. Can you guys think of a scenario?
Oh, you had
Or
a
do you
good
always want to be
Oh,
told
I
the
can
truth?
think of some.
Me and
Yeah,
Lisette,
I have
you got it.
me and Lisette talked about this one. We did, I think, 3 shows ago. We brought up the scenario because many people have been in this position. Your best friend or a really close friend of yours is being cheated on, and
Oh yeah.
we're gonna skip
Dad.
we're gonna skip all the hypotheticals. We all know it to be true. We got the facts. The proof is out there. It's a done deal. Do you tell that friend or do you stay out of it? Now, Lisette, correct me if I'm wrong. I remember you were saying stay out of it because you could ruin your friendship. What if your friend gets angry? And I was on the other end of you tell them because they'll be angry with you, but if they're your real friend, it'll be temporary. I think more anger would be if I found out my friend knew the whole time and didn't tell me. That's not saying
That's
I'm
sure.
right. That was the
I
difference.
think you just gotta watch how you do it. You got after you know everything is true and everything, all that. You got to just like we was talking about, you use some tact. You gotta know how to do that. I mean, that's very traumatic. He's cheating on you. The one you love don't love you. I mean, that's a bam slam. I'm not saying necessarily not to tell them, but be very cautious of how you do that.
I know where you're going, and I'm not saying I disagree, like as if you're wrong. I just have a different side. I don't, and you again, this goes with knowing your friend. A lot of people, that band-aid thing where you're slowly pulling the band, hey, have a seat, let's talk. Hey, can we meet for lunch and all this other stuff? No, I'm coming over. I've got something to tell you. This is what's been happening, blah, blah, blah. That the pulling of the band-aid slowly, I feel is agonizing. I'm like, just tell me.
Right. That's the thing, though. I had to do
Yeah.
this with my friends last night. For whatever reason, whenever
really?
you tell somebody, hey, we need to talk, anxiety shoots through the roof. That one singular phrase, we need to talk, makes people get on edge so quick, and I don't understand why.
I had someone said, ask your friend if they would tell you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
See what would
Yeah.
happen.
That is a good one.
And yeah, like you said, a big part of it is how you say it, how you deliver it to them. It's really important. If you just make it a shock type of thing, but in my opinion, if they are a true friend, they'll stay your friend.
I do have something
it's
else
going
to
to be a
say off
pivotal
that.
moment.
Right.
What's that?
Do not accept spite and malice disguised as the truth.
That's good.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
North.
that's a heavy quote.
Thank you, Confucius Black Ass.
Mark ain't here, so I'm giving the old guy
good
stuff
point.
today.
Mark,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mark
even
is
I have had a family member say something to me, even though I heard what she said, but I felt like under the undercurrent under it, it's like you know, it was not very nice
well, you
at
know what?
all.
There's because Leah's not here. I hope she's watching on her way home late. There was supposed to be other women on here because we are all men, and I know there's a difference between how guys interact when we're telling each other things and how ladies interact. And the stereotype is that I love like when Family Guys do it. They'll show like 2 women sitting at a table and it's like, oh, those shoes are nice. It doesn't make your ankles look fat anymore at all. Oh, and that's a nice head, kind of hiding that scar that the doctor gave you during your plastic surgery. And then they pan over to the guys and the guy's like, hey, dude, nice shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. I mean, you can tell when there's like a little, you can tell when somebody's got some stuff going on, just like you said, JD.
Backhanded compliments versus
Yeah.
sincere.
Yeah.
You can tell.
It's the meaning behind the words, not the words themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
It's also
When-
how you receive it too.
Why do
When-
Some dig through it and read between the lines, because there was this man from Cuba that lived in our neighborhood, only spoke Spanish, but he gave us a saying: there's two sides to every coin, two sides to every story. The truth is in the middle. And we took
Their
that with
side,
us
your side, and then the truth.
Right.
Yep.
I like that. I really do. When do you ever just say, look, I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the opinion. I don't care. I'm gonna do me. Do you ever get to that point in your life that you say that?
That's a good point. And I think, in my opinion, if you care about the person, you should care about their opinion. But if it's some random person you've never met, you can't care about everyone's opinion. I'll just have that quick note. You guys can go.
Also, again, if you get rid of those friend, I have less of them than I used to, because you learn to do it more as you get older. Especially when we're younger, we keep a lot of friends around that we shouldn't have kept. And that toxicity and that argumentative, or always wanting to point out the negative. Back to the relationship day, I don't know how we got there. I told a friend one time, she called me complaining about her boyfriend. I said, you know what? Every time y'all do something nice that I see y'all doing together on Instagram, you never call me and tell me about your fun time at the movies or at the park or at whatever. You only call me to rant about the bad stuff. So I'm like,
Interesting.
But that was a friend I lost because she did something really wrong. And I said, hey, you were actually wrong. And you're supposed to be my friend. How are you going to tell me I'm wrong? I'm like, that's the exact duty of a friend.
But it takes a degree. It takes a degree of self-awareness as well, because you can't even necessarily sit there and say, I wish somebody would have told me, if you don't realize how you react when you get mad. I had a friend sit me down and was like, I would have told you honestly, but I knew for a fact you would have thrown me off of the Manhattan Bridge. And I was like, wow, I really would have if you did too.
You see, your friend, again, we talked about knowing your friend.
Right.
Your friend knew that wasn't the time. You wouldn't have received it well. You were most likely younger than you are now, or hell, that could have been last Tuesday knowing you. But knowing your friend. I think Travis can hear us now. Oh, look at that.
I think you really need to choose your friends wisely, because you become like those you spend the most time around. And if you have some friends that aren't the best that they could be, lift them up as much as you can. See if they're receptive to that positive energy, that positive feedback. And if they're not, you just hang out with them less and less, and you find a new group of friends.
You know why a lot of people
agree.
You know why a lot of people can't do that? I saw somebody do this when they were giving us a motivational speech. They had someone like Jay. Jay, how much do you weigh?
123 pounds.
Okay, now I'm 220, right? So I'm standing on stage and I say, Jay, pull me off stage. And he pulls me down. I get back up. Jay, pull me off stage. And then he pulls me down. Do that about 5 times. Then have Jay get on the stage and say, Jay, pull me up. Pulling me down is a lot easier than pulling me up for a lot of people.
That's good.
Yeah.
Especially if they're unhappy with where they are in life. You know how you can tell if somebody's a good friend? I think Scott Peterson said it. Go in there and tell your friend an accomplishment or something good that just happened to you, and see if they immediately say something that's good that happened to them or somebody else that they know. Like, they can't live in your happiness for 2 seconds.
That's good.
Right.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Little test, friend test. Everybody go friend test after this.
Hey, I got a promotion today, and instead of congratulations, they respond with, you know what? I'm gonna get a promotion next week. Like,
you can't be happy for me? Like, damn.
Wow, that's sad. Travis, what you got to say about this?
I'm really trying to figure out where we are.
as friends,
talking about bringing people down, right? And okay, so what do I think about that? I think that we all live in a very particular kind of world with the acting and the modeling and the whatever it is that we're doing.
We do.
It's very heightened. All of these bring you down, put you back up. It's a dog eat dog type of world that we all do. It's a strange thing that we put ourselves in this. as far as like regular life goes, people's opinions don't matter to me. Like, I just move right past it. But in this world that we do, it is hard because it's kind of like.
What about the people that are close to you now? Because we talked about random people on the internet that'll never say what they said on the internet to you in person. But what about people who are closer to you? Because even though we say we don't care, we all have a little bit of that affirmation needing, or someone to be proud of something we've done. What about people close to you?
Earlier today, I was really putting some thought into this because my answer, I wanted it to be, I don't care. I don't care about anybody's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's impossible. You cannot live like that because I have parents and I have brothers and I have a fiance and I have people whose opinions matter to me. I just over time have like shrunk that bubble down to, I don't know, kind of get rid of some of them.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Isn't that just like if every day, we wake up, and we go out in the world, and I mean, if we didn't care about people, what they say, we would go out there stinking. We would go out there, looking our leg, wouldn't comb our hair. We would just look like a heathen. I mean,
you don't go to Walmart? That's already happening.
I mean,
he's not wrong. People go
you ain't lying.
Bathrobes and pajamas with the bonnets.
There you go.
Like they just rolled out of bed and got in the car.
But you got to care. Somebody's opinion care. And just like in the field that we're in, we want views. We want people to like what we're doing, like our show. And so, we got to care, to some degree. But I know what you're saying about sometimes you get to the place where you just don't, like I think it's when you get older, it's like whatever. I mean, it's all good.
I
old people don't care.
No. Look, you know what? They say they don't.
I'm an elderly people. I ain't gonna say old people. Like,
yeah. A lot of it's that it's a defense mechanism. The best thing is to say I don't care or I don't give a bleep, which always makes everybody think you don't give a bleep. But people who don't give a bleep normally don't have to tell you they don't give a bleep. They just ignore you, or they just walk away, or they don't engage.
They don't care enough to even say that they don't care.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. And sometimes
you don't even necessarily have to do all of that.
When you
look
get to
at somebody in the eyes and ask them whether or not you care.
That's true.
I'm curious.
Sometimes it's mistaken. Go ahead.
Melvin, I'm curious. Keoni, what was that comment that just flashed up there just a while ago? Someone said about bitterness.
It was from Undead Ex-Mistress. Says, I was thinking about this earlier, how I can't give back the energy I receive sometimes. I can't imagine not being happy for someone if it's bittersweet. There's still some sugar there. Because to her point, I always say this. It wasn't my quote. I forgot where I heard it. But a friend is supposed to multiply your joy and divide your pain. When something good happens for you, they're supposed to help you celebrate it, live in it. It's the moment. And then when something bad happens, they're there to take you out for a drink, divide your pain, take a little bit of that. And that's what a friend does.
I agree.
That's what a friend does.
I agree. And you'll know the haters. The hater raiders gonna come out when stuff in either one of those things happen. You're gonna see the hater raiders. I mean, it's kind of like borderline rejection. When you, sometimes people have been rejected so much. They.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I think sometimes rejection goes in that victim column. Some people who get rejected a lot never stop and look at why that's happening. If you keep getting rejected, there's something that you may need to fix or alter. Okay. And for instance, we've gotten into this culture where, and I don't think anybody should be body shamed, but if let's say you're overweight and everybody that you're attracted to doesn't want to date you because you're overweight, you got one or two choices. Find someone that you're attracted to who likes you for being overweight, because there's people out there that like bigger people, or do something about it. Now, do something about it. People take that as harsh, but you're the one that's having the depression or the anger that people are
Mhm.
rejecting because you're overweight. I always tell people this. People go, why do you still try to work out so hard? Look, I can't change my age, I can't change my height, but I can change my weight and my aesthetics. So that's what I work on because I'm gonna be 44, 45, 46. It's not going anywhere else. But speaking of that, before we continue, we're gonna get into our new weekly segment called Weenie's Weekly Market Updates.
Oh, there we are. Hey, so you guys, welcome to Weenie's weekly market update. So I'm just going to be going over what happened in the markets last week, and then I'm going to be covering what might be happening this week. So I'm going to be talking about earnings. I'm going to talk about the overall market called SPY, and then I'm going to be talking about how you can potentially get started. So let's get right into it. Last week, we had big tech earnings. And what's kind of big tech? Well, think of the largest companies in the world. You know, the largest companies in the United States, we can think of something like Apple. This is a chart of Apple over here. And Apple reported earnings last week. They did very well selling iPhones. Amazon reported last week. They had pretty good sales. You know, think of all the impulse buys on Amazon. They also do cloud services. You know, think of Facebook or Meta. Meta did pretty poorly last week. Not as many people are on Facebook or spending money on ads. And then there was also Microsoft, and they also have their cloud services. So we all kind of know those big tech stocks. And it's important to understand what happens with these big stocks because it moves the market. And earnings are really just kind of like a report card for a stock. So think about like, you know, ask your kid, Billy, hey, how'd you do today at school? Did you get an A or a B? They'll tell you, oh, I got a B. Oh, well, you were expected to get a B, so good job. And basically what we're doing as investors is, hey, how much money did you make? You were expected to make $100 last month, Microsoft. You made $120. Yay, good job. I'm going to invest in you since you're making money. And when investors invest in the stock goes higher. This is so important for the overall market, the SPY, because the SPY is the mother of the market. If the SPY is up on the day, most stocks in the market are going to be up on the day. If the SPY is down on the day, most stocks are going to be down on the day as well. So it's just really important to understand that we want to follow the SPY because that's going to dictate what the market is likely going to do into the future. And so basically, that's what happened last week. We had big tech earnings and the market rallied. A rally just means we just went up. So if you were invested into the market, you have a 401k, an ETF, mutual fund. What's that? Any questions? Do I have a question? Okay. Yeah. Basically, what had happened was we're extended into resistance. So this upcoming week, we might be seeing a pullback. However, in terms of sentiment, we might not see that pullback because everybody's still a little bit bearish. We just had the recession word come out on Thursday. We had 2 declining quarters of GDP. That's the definition of a recession. The definition is getting updated, and I'll update you on that in the future. But basically, be cautious in the market. I'm sitting in a lot of cash and waiting for either a dip buy or for the market to find new areas of support and resistance. So to get started, you can just invest in something like Robinhood. And in Robinhood, you can invest in the market with as little as $1. Watch your $1 go up a little bit or down a little bit and check it out. So this week, bulls versus bears. Bulls means more bullish, likely to go higher, or bearish, more likely to go lower. This week, I'm leaning just a little bit neutral. So not too exciting of a week, but there will be more exciting weeks coming up in the future. So that's all I have for this week in this week's Weenie's Weekly Market Update. Glad you guys enjoyed.
All right.
nice.
All right. That's awesome.
Before I throw it back to Lisette, That's every Monday. If you want to learn more as a beginner of stocks, and Weenie does a great job of breaking it down so that you can understand it, check out episodes of The Process. There's 2 episodes, part 1 and 2, with an interview with Weenie. We break down the basics. And then Monday, live every Monday through Friday on Weenie Trades Live in the morning. Check him out there. You'll learn a lot, and he's really good with taking questions. Okay, back to you, Lisette.
All right. I really appreciated that, Greg. But I
No
want
problem.
also to remind you that an opinion does not necessarily have to be based on facts. All right.
Mhm.
So just
Oh, yeah.
remember that
They usually aren't.
Mhm.
sometimes they're not
It's
always.
it's one of the most
Okay.
annoying things in the world when you tell somebody a fact and they 2 plus 2 is 4, and they respond with, "Well, in my opinion, it can be 5." What the hell is that?
Isn't
Yeah.
that annoying?
There are
That is.
some things that are reality.
Right.
So
2 plus 2 is 4. And 5 times 5 is 25. And the square root of 144 is 12. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Okay, you lost me. I'm from Florida. Let's move on to Travis.
I don't know if you guys touched on. I believe once your opinion of yourself
Oh, your audio's going in and out, Travis.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bummer.
it was almost giving you a Russian accent. It was like, "Get to the chopper now, get down."
Get
Hello.
down.
Can me.
Uh,
Still
I
here?
mean, no, it's still going in and out. We'll try to fix it and
Yeah,
go on to Travis. Don't worry, it's your first day on the show. Everybody here has had technical difficulties. One show, Lisette's camera wouldn't stop turning off. The other show, the whole time, Jay's camera was black. So it's just your turn, buddy. It's just your
Yeah.
turn.
I was running from the feds that day. Leave me alone.
What about this part too? You can't always take constructive criticism negatively. Sometimes you've got to be able to accept the criticism. So if you're already taking it negative, it's not going to help you and it's not going to go anywhere. All right. Again, that goes back to stop calling everybody friend. Let's get back to what friends are. If they don't meet the criteria of a friend, they're your associate. So when your
Exactly.
friends are giving you heartfelt constructive criticism or an opinion of something, it's supposed to be there to help you.
But there's sometimes when I have seen in past times and different celebrities or people, even though they I agree, never argue with facts. But there are times when people have given some people some opinions, and maybe to them it was fact, but people saying, look, like they may have said to someone where the earth is not round. Okay, the earth is not
Oh,
round,
that's
it's flat.
that it.
So he said, look, I know what you're saying. They may have told, they say, well, there ain't no such thing as electricity. This is not going to happen. I hear what you're saying, but just like Frankenstein, maybe Dr. Frankenstein, maybe some people was telling him that
What is going
you
on?
can't make no monster like that. You can't create nothing. I know, but I'm gonna try it anyway, or maybe or something another. They might
Listen, you do this to me every show. It always happens about an hour and 9 minutes in. You go on the little rant and it just goes south, and I have no idea. It starts off so
I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good rant.
What's the flat earth to electricity and the Frankenstein? I love it.
don't have nothing to do with it. But it's just that sometimes you have to go against the odds, even though it may be true. But you say, "Well, I know what you're saying, but I just believe, I just believe."
Oh.
So,
Oh my God.
so
Sorry.
that's a
Sorry,
good thing, though.
You took me out with the Frankenstein.
Yeah,
So-
Dr. Frankenstein. You know what's so interesting about that? They might have told somebody, well, there ain't no such way that you're gonna you're not gonna be able to like they probably told the caveman, and he was out there trying to build his
Here we go.
I'm serious. You know, the little caveman, he's in the cave trying to make his little fur head. So I'm sure his wife probably told him, "Ooh, what are you doing? What are you doing?" You know, I mean,
I didn't know you spoke caveman.
Wow.
She's
he's
doing
like,
a whole
"Don't mess with me,
caveman.
woman. I do what I want to do, woman. Don't mess with me. I'm
Oh
making
my God.
something." You
Henry
know, but I'm just saying he went on and did his little wheel anyway in the midst of all that opinion
Hold
stuff.
up a second.
Clarence,
Wait,
help us,
no, wait a
please.
minute. No, hold
Oh,
on. You lost me
Henry
for a
would be
second.
so
Keone, I
proud.
need to point this out real quick. This is too specific. Lisette, why do you sound like you speak from experience?
What? How did you just have a whole caveman scenario where you spoke caveman language?
Right.
I don't know. I
Right.
could just see this bushy, hairy caveman, all
Oh,
weird,
Lord.
musty, stinking, with all his fur stuff all on
Oh God.
in the cave doing
Oh
whatever he
God.
was doing. I don't know.
Where did you get this from?
Yeah.
No.
Weenie, this is what happens every week, Weenie.
Oh no, I understand. That's what makes it so much fun.
Did
Sorry.
the caveman care
You
about
know,
The cave.
That's cute. Whatever you said, I liked it.
I agree.
He said
Yeah.
the caveman
I agree,
care about
Travis. Hey,
care about the opinion of other cavemen.
my
That's right.
response,
See?
my response to you, Travis, is, hey, you, I, nope. What? Check.
Genius.
Y'all done joined the leader with the bad internet club.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus, Lisette, you were killing me.
I
but
feel
Oh,
for
man.
Travis too. There's,
Hey,
Yeah,
there's
that was
nothing
funny.
worse when you try to speak and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about people who can't take opinions from certain people? No matter we're talking, well, you know, we don't have to get heavily into race, but like genders and things like that. Because I've had people tell me, since I'm not heterosexual, I can't give opinions on things that men do or should do,
Excuse me?
which is
That's wild.
hilarious for the ex MMA 20-year Army vet, wrestler in the Army, 2 tours in Iraq in combat arms, not support. This is very funny when I hear these things.
For sure.
And there's men who will not take opinions from women, or women who devalue other women's opinions. There's just a lot of people who don't take opinions. And I think not taking an opinion from somebody because they're different than you is also a route to a downfall.
Right.
that's
Doesn't that
wild.
play into mansplaining if a woman doesn't want to take your opinion just because you're a man?
Yeah,
That's sad. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if you're a man, if you got a great opinion. I mean, far out, but I can tell when somebody's kind of on the hairy side. They ain't talking stuff like they're supposed to be talking.
We'll leave Travis out of this, the hairy side.
Oh my goodness.
Travis, what sign would hold that sign up again, Travis? What were you saying?
it was a good one.
What did it say? Let's see here.
Take a
The-
man.
Take a man. Whoa! Whoa!
Takes a man to take a man. Okay.
Then
Okay.
comes, what's the definition of taking a man?
No,
Travis,
listen.
that's your new yearbook quote.
I was at GalaxyCon this weekend, and there was a guy that had a shirt that said, "I'm not gay, but $20 is $20."
He said
Desperate
sometimes
times,
you gotta do
desperate
what you gotta
measures.
do.
Wow.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Y'all got money, he got bills.
Everybody has
Wrapping back to
different
that
choice.
gender thing, Lisette, when Jay said there's a woman that, and I'm not getting on women, I'm just using a scenario. Skipping deadbeat dads and all that, I'm just talking about good dad, good mom, but they separated. I can't stand it if the woman won't take any opinions from the father on what to do with the child because she's the one that had him.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Two to make them though.
Now,
That's
again,
a-
I'm not talking about deadbeat dads and moms take over. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the divorces where it just didn't work out with you two. And now, like, I don't have any, when they go, these are my kids.
Yeah, but now he don't know anything all of a sudden. He don't know how to raise his own kids. Yeah, I get it. That's just pure bitterness right there.
How
That's like
often do you be with the kids, though? How often?
No, that's what I was saying. I'm skipped because the deadbeat dad one is easy. No, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
skipping the deadbeat. We're not
Okay.
going to act like every divorce ends because the dad, the guy was a loser. Some people they just get divorced. You stop
Right.
liking each other. You may not love each other anymore. But some people will weaponize the kids, and we've seen guys do it too, who get full custody. But that whole having being half of the parent and deciding the other parent, the one that's doing right, doesn't have an opinion annoys me.
That's not right. I see what you're
yeah,
It's
saying. That should
yeah.
not
That's
be.
not. Yeah,
yeah.
It
yeah.
should
Because
not
you
be.
know why? That goes back to what we're talking about. If something's said enough, it's true. So if I was a good father, but I have no say so what my kids do, and my ex-wife dictates everything that I do, and the message is going around looking like I'm a deadbeat father. We've seen a lot of fathers get deadbeat labels, and we found out they weren't deadbeats. Mine, for
That's
example.
true. They got
Um,
lied and
yeah, because I
Mm.
thought for the longest time my dad was somebody that he actually wasn't,
and that's
because
something.
those were the opinions that were fed to me. So I see
Mm.
that as part of that discussion we're having too.
That is so sorry. That's sad for any woman or man to to
Mhm.
to uh, give a false opinion. I mean, with your opinions is it can be it doesn't have to have any proof to it. It's legit or not. It's just an opinion. But that's sad for you to do that to a
Mhm.
father or mother. Yes, as a mediator, I've seen how women weaponize the system for selfish, vindictive reasons. It is sad. Absolutely sad. I don't, you shouldn't do that. It's wrong. That's hatefulness.
I have a
That's
question.
hateful.
That's
I
really evil.
I have a question because Travis, are you married? I think
Nope.
Jay, you're the only one on here that's never been married, right?
Yeah, ladies and gents, I'm single and ready to mingle.
I'm, la- I'm laughing. He said ladies and gents. I ain't leaving nobody out. I'm taking
Yeah,
all.
there you go.
And a lady killer. I enjoy the variety.
Oh my God. Um,
Nice.
Here's my question for all of you who've been married, or hey, Weenie's engaged to be married.
Hmm.
Was there opinions out there about the person that you were marrying, or getting married to, that affected you? You don't have. You can leave names, change names to protect the
I
innocent.
have one for you.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I had someone in my family that did not want me to get married.
Mhm.
I ain't going to the weddings. Matter of fact, got sick a week of the wedding, got sick in the hospital. And
Wow.
someone that was very important to me that I definitely wanted there got sick and said, I'm not going to the wedding. You shouldn't get married. And that's it. And you know what I told this sweet little person? I was doing it. Matter of fact, I
Yeah.
bought you a dress. I hope you show up. I love you. I'm going to do it anyway. And lo and behold, praise God, they was there at the wedding. And that's my story.
Are
So
y'all
I'm
still
still
friends?
we were. I mean, as the marriage went on, they ended up loving who I married, and there was a close bond there. But I had to make a decision that your opinion, even though I value your opinion, I have to go by how I see it and how I feel, and I'm going for it. And I'm glad that I
Listen,
didn't
I
take your
applaud you
opinion.
because you are so much better than me. You gave them the dress and everything, and you said you were still doing it. I just would have said, I'll FaceTime you during the reception.
Well, you're petty. That's a difference. You're petty.
And what about it?
Well,
No,
this person was very important. I'll say this very
Owned
person.
it.
I
He
didn't say I
definitely wanted to
disliked
be
you
there.
for it. I just said you were petty. I know how to weaponize you when I need to. Your mama
Period.
always got to make an appearance and just stroll
You-
by the camera like nobody can't see her.
It's normally around this time too. It's normally
Right.
around the
Right.
same
She
time.
always gonna do her little cameo where she just walked by.
every every Monday.
Photoshop. I mean,
Yeah.
photo.
Tell her 2 weeks ago we
Photo
saw her
bomb.
scratch her butt. We think we didn't see her.
She
Travis,
said
what were you going to
Photoshop.
say?
Say
it-
it or riot.
Yeah, what were you going to write? Weenie, what were you about to chime in with?
Well, I was just wondering. I wonder, do you guys? You were asking about opinions, and I was just kind of thinking about that because nobody really. I think And what do you think? Is there a men and women? Is there gender roles with this? Meaning, a lot of people feel like, or at least in the past, have cared more about the men's past or had an opinion about the man. But in terms of like the man to the woman, they don't care as much about her. Like what she is. The man's gonna do whatever. I guess I'm not phrasing this.
You know
this
what? No,
question
no, 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 no,
exactly
no.
right.
That's
That's
a
not-
good point. Now let's keep going.
I kind of get you, right? Because a guy, because there's double standards. I could sleep with as many people I want in the past. When I finally get married, they say, "Oh, he's got his head on straight now." And then if a woman has done that, they go, "You can't turn a hoe into a housewife."
That's why.
I
Yeah.
guess, I guess I guess when I said past, that's not what I meant. But yeah,
Oh, my bad.
no, that's good. Yeah, no, that does make sense. But like, I was just thinking, like, even if somebody did have an opinion of Bryce, my fiance, I mean, I wouldn't care about it because I like it. Or if it was somebody really close, I would heed their warning. But I think you have to judge a person for yourself. So in that example with the father not being portrayed correctly, did that person have the chance to judge the father correctly throughout their entire life? So I think you have to judge a person's character for yourself and not always care about the opinions of others, but care about those that are close to you. Just take it as a factor, but not the end all be all.
I always say this, that caveats into what you said. You've got to know the intent. Go with the intent. What was the intent when I told you this? Did I tell you and I'm not saying this was the example you used. Am I telling you the person was cheating on you because I'm your friend and I care? Or am I telling you because it makes me happy that your relationship is this way?
Yeah. Or even like more evil, like, do you want to get with the girl or something? And then that has an evil motive,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, he says that, and I've seen that happen before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You need to dump him so I can have my turn. You're not being fair. What type of person are you?
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
Clarence is a great man, great decision. Thank you.
Yeah, Ken and Clarence, y'all got a lot of work to do because this lady crazy and y'all ain't do nothing about it. Oh my God, that was Camille laughing when Lisette was telling her caveman story, or maybe when I was telling the story that had nothing to do with what Weenie was talking about.
Yeah.
I couldn't even phrase it correctly.
It'd be calling me.
But that, you know what? But this whole opinions based on gender too it's getting old. The older people call it, younger people being sensitive these days. And for younger people, just tell them this: we're sorry, you're not allowed to do stupid things to people that you used to be able to do, or say stupid things to people that you used to be able to say. Our bad that you just can't smack your wife in the mouth and tell her to get back in the kitchen. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, we changed the rule on that.
Now I'm glad you can't smack the wife, because the wife might smack you back. You're gonna
They give you a hot frying pan of grits. Tio knows.
that will work.
Thank God that didn't happen to me.
I guarantee you, if you put your hands on her, you only hurting yourself in the long run, because me and my homies jumping you.
Me and my homies, all 5 of your 5'4" homies jumping out of the car. Great.
You'd be surprised. No.
One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses.
Ooh, man, that's a lot of shin kicking. Oh man, Travis, did you ever write down your message? Poor Travis, he's got a.
Can you hear?
It's the first hour
I'm trying to convey the message.
The first hour he had no audio. Then his audio worked for like 10 minutes, and he was about to kick ass. And now it's off the rails.
Bless your heart.
Oh man, that's the perfect initiation.
Right? This is his show audition, Greg. How about that? This episode was to determine if he's going to be a permanent cast member.
And Travis is steaming with ideas.
I think you're killing it. You're killing it, Travis.
You're killing it.
Oh, look,
make him do with what you can. I love it.
I just realized that was Alita. Undead Mistress is Alita. He said he took my seat.
Oh, that's who that is.
It's a little button.
I see the picture.
Alita, because Alita has all the technical difficulties.
Yeah, I couldn't see the picture at first. Yeah.
So you know what? It's that square that Travis is in. We got to stop putting people in that square.
Yeah, you're right.
Little Miss Bad Connection.
In the same spot. Yeah, you're the same spot.
Actually, Travis, you didn't replace her today. Weenie was going to do his segment, and when Alita couldn't make it, we said, hell, we'll just
did it
the whole hour. So, but he's been great.
You guys are all great. But I'm the one that soiled it.
Oh my God,
Same
Clarence,
here.
go sit down somewhere. Every show we get it. We get it. Y'all love each other. Every show
Thank
is
you,
the
baby.
Clarence and Lisette love this.
Ah,
Good Lord.
We'll buy you both a teddy bear for your anniversary. Moving on.
Right.
Thank you.
Look, that's now me and Jay are that friend. We can't wait for something to happen. Ooh,
Yes.
see? Look,
It's brewing.
hey, listen,
we can't wait.
don't care about their opinions
Thank you. Thank you,
on you
Tia.
and Clarence right now.
Tia gonna say, you know, Lisette and Clarence are getting divorced, and me and Jacob be like, really? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Tell me more.
Nonsense. Shame
Tell
on
me more. What happened?
upon all of you, I say. Shame, shame, shame.
Their opinions do not
You know
matter.
what?
Yes.
What if we did that, Weenie? What if when people did bad things, we actually went back to the days like Game of Thrones where we make them walk down the street in the neighborhood and everybody gets to throw toilet paper at them?
Oh boy.
Not rocks.
Would there be less bad things done? Or would people
Probably.
run out, or would there be more toilet paper shortages?
Well, I use dude wipes, so I ain't got a problem over here.
We were talking about getting a bidet. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
The chamber pie getting thrown out the window.
Oh my God. So,
Man.
but let's everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were totally being honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, I don't give a bleep, and 10 meaning I care more than life itself. What number is how much you care about what somebody thinks about you? People in general. We're not saying one person, but just your overall perception and people's opinion of you. What number is it? What number is that for you? If you were being honest right now.
Mm.
Travis is holding up a number. It says 0. It's just blank, or maybe he doesn't have the number in the camera.
Travis says 1.
I don't believe that for a second. But that's okay. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's your.
I'll just throw up this number.
Uh-huh.
6.
I'm gonna throw up this number.
Wait, yours is 6, Winnie?
Mhm.
Yours is 6. What'd you say? 5, Jay? What's going on with that pinky? What's going that way?
Break it?
Start.
Okay,
Your
Mr.
loan shark get you?
What about you, Tio?
I'm sitting here thinking. I'm toggling between a 6 or a 7. I'd probably say 7.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'll say 6 or 7. I'll be the first to say I don't care, but I do.
Yeah.
And most people do. They just say they don't, but you do.
I think it really depends upon the person. Like you guys versus some random person on the internet versus a family member versus my fiance versus
Now,
my
that can
mentors.
change. That's a whole
You know,
different number.
there's a
That's
different
the
number
reason
for
I
each
gave it
person.
5. There's too
Each
many
person gets a
environmental
different
factors.
But
number.
Winnie, look at what you're in. So let's say we're in entertainment, or like you're a streamer, right? So opinions are important. If you're a musician and you're putting out music and people's opinions are overly negative about your music, you can say you don't care, but you care. You put your heart and soul in that. Weenie, you
Absolutely.
wake up every day and do your lives Monday through Thursday, and you generally, I've been in your lives, you have a 98% approval rating.
Mhm.
If that changed over the next 2 months to be a 98 say disapproval rating, that would affect you and you would care.
Yeah, business would be shut. You know,
Even if it wasn't true.
you have to. Yeah, and even I've had to definitely struggle with this, or at least overcome this throughout over the years. You know, I used to have streams that would get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 viewers each and every day, and then that gets dialed back to 100 viewers or 50 viewers, you know, it can definitely take a hit. But I just gotta pick myself back up and realize, hey, these like 50 people that are here every day, those are the OGs, those are the coolest ones, and we'll continue to grow and adapt from there. So yeah. It's something to
Just got a
overcome.
shout out from Naomi. Naomi,
Hey,
from
good to see you guys.
Shade.
Welcome.
And you're
You guys
absolutely
should rewatch the whole stream. It's good.
You're absolutely right about that, because I post every day with my messages and stuff. And sometimes, you want it to reach more people and everything, this, that, and other. And I just get to the place, I say, you know what? Somebody's going to get it. and just move on, because if not, you can say, oh, nobody's watching, or did anybody get the message? I hope it blessed somebody. And all this stuff like this. After a while, you just say, hey, I'm gonna post it anyway, and so
Yeah.
somebody will get it. I mean, the crack, it'll fall in the crack where it needs to fall, where it needs to fall, and just move on. Because if you enjoy doing what you're doing, Greg, I feel
Yeah.
you.
Well,
If you
sometimes
enjoy
the
it, you enjoy
opinion,
it.
sometimes opinions, and again, I was saying when we came back from the Weenies weekly market update break, I was saying opinions aren't always negative. When we're talking about constructive criticism, like I was on his
Right.
show today, and in one of the girls' opinions, she said, "Hey, you should do a show, a course or a segment dedicated to women, getting women into stocks." And that's an opinion you look at and go, you know what? That's a good opinion. I may do that. You
Mhm.
know, so sometimes just you have to be able to listen sometimes and get over yourself and drop your ego
Definitely.
and listen sometimes to people's
Yeah.
opinions of you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got two things I want to chime in with real quick. Firstly,
No,
can we get Kay to give us a counter of how many times we've said the word weenie this season? Just this season alone, not even this episode, because we talk about him sometimes when he's not even on camera. But I want to know the back.
oh,
Where
don't
did weenie
embarrass
come
me
from?
that
Because
you
this
just
sounds like
said weenie
no,
that I
no,
talk about
no. I
him
want
when
to
he's
know.
not on the show.
No,
Thanks.
I want to know because we mentioned
It's
him
okay.
in
It's
one
public. I can
episode.
hear
We
it.
mentioned him a couple of times. I want to know the backstory of how he got the name Weenie because this sounds like a weird story with some hot dogs.
No, I talk about you sometimes, Weenie,
There
and,
is a
and now
story
Jay's throwing it in my face.
for
But go
another
ahead.
day.
For no, the teaser.
There's for another day. Something to look forward to
Yeah, because we don't have time to tell that story in this episode.
because it's a long one.
And you
Yeah.
know what? Even for this show, my perspective, we care about the opinions of the people. That's why we asked them to chime, to come aboard and tune in and put their opinion in the comment. We care about that. We really appreciate you.
Good point.
Name is it?
Wait, your
No,
legal name is
Wow.
Alita.
although name change is coming soon.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
No.
Your grandfather would roll over in his grave.
Oh,
Grandfather
Wow.
Weenie.
oh boy.
Wow.
Grandfather.
Weenus.
That's something. Wow.
Yeah, but it does.
Yes, and his last name isn't legally trades either.
Weenie General.
Holy shit.
Oh my God! Let's get these final thoughts in here.
Not all at once.
Oh, I was
No,
signaling you for you to. Just...
Tag
I'm sorry, y'all. I've been thrown off.
teaming.
I've been thrown off since the caveman conversation.
Final thoughts.
This isn't usually a train wreck for the last hour of the episode.
Oh no, this is normal.
Yeah,
This is how we function.
I lied. Go ahead, host.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
be upset.
Travis, can you be prepared to write your final thoughts? Okay. We're gonna go over to Tio. Tio, what are your final thoughts?
Oh,
My final thoughts are look, like I said before, we're human. I think it's natural to care about what people think. Sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt, like the old folks say. You know what I'm saying? But you can always learn something from people's opinion, whether it's good or bad. So, you know what I'm saying? Take the constructive criticism and apply it.
I like that. Absolutely. Greg?
yeah. The truth will set you free. I think in most scenarios, let them know if you don't want the truth. Otherwise, the automatic default is always tell me the truth. I think it's important to choose whose opinions you want to care about, because you only have so many F's you can give in life. Try to give those F's to those that deserve it, and give your time and attention to those that deserve it. Don't give your time and attention to any negativity. Don't feed that. And don't let somebody's opinion ever get you down. Always have that inner confidence from yourself, because that way nobody's opinions can shake you. You can just use them as feedback.
That's good. Jay?
Off of that standpoint, some people do feel entitled whenever it comes to their opinion. However, not everybody needs your 2 cents. Sometimes somebody might want to keep it a buck 98. But we do take freedom of speech for granted to a certain extent. But also make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, because sometimes you might want to give somebody your opinion and get met with a punch in the mouth.
I love that.
That was
I
good.
love that. Opinions are like a whole.
Asshole.
Everyone. Where's my glasses? Somebody got my glasses.
Opinions are like assholes.
Okay, I got you. All right, Travis. Oh my God. Travis, y'all crazy. Y'all so crazy. Okay, help me read it, y'all. Come on, hold it up a little bit, Travis.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
There you go.
Good to each other and
And
party
party
on.
on, dude.
Party on, dudes? Party on,
Yeah.
dudes, or party on?
Oh,
dudes?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
two different things there.
With a comma.
Well, I guess
With a
there's
comma.
there's no comma. There's no comma.
There's no comma.
Hyphen or
There's no
something.
comma. Okay. Just don't
An ampersand or I don't know something.
I
Keon,
need a
don't
drink.
go.
Well, there you go. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
We were
man.
talking about the text versus facial expressions, nonverbal.
Context. Context.
Oh, what Tio got to say?
No, I was just saying context matters. I'm done. I was first.
Oh, you were?
You're
Yeah.
next, Keoni.
Oh, that's I didn't hear him. I guess it was short. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to him. Who knows? My opinion is his opinion. Doesn't matter. So I didn't even listen.
Yeah, you didn't even listen.
No, listen. I don't mind opinions. It just depends on what are you basing your opinion or theory on. I am an avid believer of don't bring me a problem without bringing me a solution. So if you have an opinion on something I'm doing wrong, don't just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong and something I can do to fix it. Because I'm a friend who's willing to listen, unless you're just spouting off some nonsense, then I'm gonna listen to you. And I was gonna be the first to meet you with violence, but Jay already beat me to it. Always measure intent, like Tio and us have said many, many times in here. And sometimes it starts with you. Your self-awareness and self-accountability has to be good to be able to take people's opinions.
Okay. All right now. You know what? I really enjoyed this show. When I was in art school, we had uh lots of constructive criticism. But
1937.
but one thing I liked, it wasn't that, but one thing I liked about constructive criticism, we had to say something good.
Okay.
And then people could better, take the criticism, and because if you're always criticizing people, you never have anything good to say, like some other people were saying earlier, then therefore it's not going to be received. I believe that, yes, you should definitely take people's opinions and stuff like this, but do like Igor, do like the caveman did, I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna make my will. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it, and that's I'm gonna see how. In other words, sometimes it gets a time in your life where you just got to see the end of that thing.
Goddamn
You
nut
got-
job.
whether it's a wheel, it turned out to be a square, and he's round there humping up like this. He says, "My opinion is my opinion is."
You don't have to read that during your final thoughts for a second.
You should encourage more. Okay, that's right.
This message was brought to you in part by
And
We
look,
Trade Live and
all
KeoniProductions,
you-
everyone.
Right, Jay. For all you cavemen out there and cave women, if you got something inside of you that makes you just want to continue on and do what you got to do, no matter what someone's opinion is,
I hate you so much.
Oh my god.
do what you
Got
got
the
to
mic.
do.
Cut her camera. Give her the
Oh
hook.
my god.
The compliment sandwich was really good.
I'm sorry, just
Garcon,
gotta
be
go
careful,
and do
please.
it. I mean, because if the caveman hadn't went on and made the wheel, we wouldn't have any wheels. Come on. I'm sure his wife told you, what the world? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm sure the woman in the cave said, ooh, you're crazy. You know, I'm sure she had to say that to him.
Lisette, Lisette, your child is watching this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Captain Caveman.